One of the major management decisions farmers face in a season is when to time their top dressing. And I hope that you all have made at least your first pass of top dress for the 2020 season, and many of you may have already finished your nitrogen passes or are getting ready to. We wanted to examine the jointing time of many different varieties across the state of North Carolina so that we could identify prime timings for getting that top dress on. Because remember, you want your top dress to be out, for the most part, at or near that jointing stage, because it's the main time when wheat is taking nitrogen up that it's going to use to make into grain. So to do this, we've selected 10 varieties across a range of maturities. And when I say range of maturities, I mean maturity with regard to heading date. And we've followed them every few days over the last couple of weeks to follow them from prior to jointing all the way through fully jointed. And what we've found in the state of North Carolina is in the central and south central part of the state, we are fully jointed across all of those varieties, across all maturity groups, from early types to late ones. And as we move eastward in the state, and as we look at later and later planting dates, we're not quite jointed in those particular varieties. Again, we're looking at the same varieties across the entire state, so that changes depending on how many heating units each area has received. And hopefully this data set, as we move forward, we'll be able to use it to predict jointing and give kind of a forecasting for varieties that are about to joint, so folks can get out there in a timely manner for their top dress. In the field behind me, we have a field that's already completely top dressed, but you can see there's a miss on the edge of the field. And in this case, you can see what it looks like if you're too late in getting that top dress on, or you haven't quite got out there. You get that off color or chartreuse or lime green wheat that we don't like to see. The rest of the field looks nice and green, but there are also some streaks out there where there's some missed passes or some areas where the wheat maybe isn't taking up nitrogen as well as other areas due to compaction. So the take-home message here is, if you haven't already top dressed your wheat, either first pass or all, you need to get out there with the remaining nitrogen that you had planned on putting on for the season. We're very close to jointing time or just past jointing for most varieties and most planting dates across the state of North Carolina. So timeliness is key in preserving that yield, and make sure you get out there with all of your nitrogen.